All right. All right. We got another beautiful day. I don't know why I keep taking the rubber boots. I took them again, and while I was on the mat, I was like, oh God, why did I take the rubber boots again? Because it's like warm, it's dry. There's no point of taking them anymore, unless it's like rainy. But I took them again. I guess a force of habit, because I'm wearing them every day. You know, through autumn, winter, early spring. And now it's like, yeah, I walk through this pretty... I walk through this pretty tall grass and it's completely dry. See, there's nothing almost. So yeah, usually it's like there's a lot of dew, so if you walk in such a grass with normal boots, yeah, that would be soaked, you know. That would be soaked, and that's not enjoyable to walk in completely wet shoes the entire time. But that's not the case anymore. Sorry, Drake, I don't have your treats today. I didn't take them. I didn't take them. So he's gotta sort of accept hugs instead of treats. That's gotta be today's treat for him. That I will tell him he's a good boy and I will give him a kiss and a hug. That's it for today. I forgot the treats. Well, and yeah, by the way, wonder if I shouldn't have gone there, because we're gonna see it eventually. But I've seen a swallowtail on my way uphill, which is one of the largest, if not the largest. I'm not sure. I'm gonna correct myself or confirm it in the subtitles, but I think one of the largest butterflies in Europe, as far as I'm concerned. And it's that beautiful one with the sort of very specific shape of the wings and swallowtail, because it's got these like endings of those wings, you know, like these elongated parts. Drejku, tady jdeme. Elongated parts of the lower area of the wings. That's why it's called swallowtail. And it's really beautiful, absolutely fantastic butterfly. And I didn't know it's already time for it. I thought I was seeing it later on, like in June or something, you know. Okay, he's going. So yeah, that's a butterfly I've seen on my way up. I'm sure we're gonna see it. It's like I've seen it the most on close to that part where the feeder is. There are like flowers, which apparently attracts it, because I've seen it the last year. I've seen like 2 or 3 on that spot. I guess because it's like warm, there is a lot of sun from the very early on, and there are those flowers, so they like to hang out there. But I remember that's the place I've seen them the most. So that's why I was hesitant if I should return back and see if they're there or not. But you know, we're gonna walk there tomorrow, so, and hopefully it's gonna be such a nice day as today, so we're gonna see them. But hey, we're gonna see them eventually, I'm sure. I have no doubt. And oh yeah, the topic, I almost forgot. I was hinting yesterday, right, that people need noise for some reason, and they are attracted to noise. I don't know. I was just wondering about this the other day, but you know, oh, that's new. Hold on, let me just correct this and put it right here, not in the way. There we go. So I was just thinking about it the other day. This whole like sort of idea about the noise came to me over the weekend, because we're living in the countryside. And I mean, there is a level of noise that happens every year, because there are fields, as you could have seen. So in a certain point in time throughout the year, there is a harvest. So obviously there is a lot of tractors, you know, that come back and forth, and so there is like noise of this type. But that's kind of like, I mean, obvious, you know. I mean, it's okay, there are fields, and it's frankly not the kind of, hold on, good boy, Dak. It's kind of, all right, ouch, grazed myself. It's not the type of noise that is annoying to me, because it's like sort of like low roaring, you know. It's just different, and you're also used to it, and it's like, and it's something that like kind of, I feel like, well, it's tied to the countryside. It's something that makes sense in there, you know, in a way. And it's always that one particular part of the year. I believe it's usually, Drake is, you want to get through here? I'm gonna clear the road for him. Tak. Pojď. Počkej. Pojď. Dobrý. Už to, you can go now. Pojď, Riku. Tak. So, it's just a part of the year. It's like, I think it's like July or maybe August, I'm not sure now. But you know, they plow the field, they first harvest the yield on the harvest, whatever it is, like wheat or like canola or whatever it is. They harvest it, then they plow the field, or whatever it's called. Like, I think the plowing actually comes later on, but whatever. And then there is, on the meadow, they just harvest the I don't know, I probably not call it harvest the grass, but you know what I mean, for the animals to make hay. And it's probably not hay, it's probably another term for it. The one that the green one that they eat, not the yellow one from, but I think it's hay, whatever. You know what I mean. So that's happening, but again, that's a different kind of noise, and it's something that you're expecting, something that kind of comes along with living in a countryside, living in a farmland area, and it's once a couple times a year. But this, it's, well, first of all, the interesting thing is something I did not experience when I moved here, which is 4 years back. And it was gradually going up. Every single year was a bit louder than the previous one. And this year is absolutely bonkers when it comes to this. And that just got me thinking, why is that? And the weekend was different in a way. It started already on Friday, and there were I swear there were hundreds of motorcycles riding through the village. And you know, there's a main road which connects different parts of the region. So it is kind of like it's like a main road, you know, so it gets used a lot. There are certain peaks when there's a lot of cars, there's buses and so on. That's understandable, you know. But this is different. This is like a leisure sort of hobby riding, you know, and there were hundreds of motorcycles, hundreds of sports cars. And I'm not kidding. I've seen at a certain point, I've seen like, I think it was like 10 Porsche, then like 10 Lamborghini, you know, in a row. And these kind of cars, and it's driving through the village. And hell, like driving through, okay, where are you supposed to go? Of course you're going to drive through, but drive through how is the the important part there, you know, driving through how. And that's where the problem comes, at least for me, is that it's so insanely loud, unnecessarily insanely loud and fast. You know, here the law is that you should drive 50 through the village, and there is a certain reason for it. Because if you would drive faster, you know, it's it's of course about the safety, but I think the more important point is that it just makes noise. It's noisy. It disrupts the peace of a certain place. And that's why I always try to like follow that, and because I have myself in mind, knowing that I wouldn't like anyone to drive 70 in my village, because it sucks, because it's loud and it disrupts the peace that is there, you know. And it's not pleasant to hear that, you know. It's not pleasant at all. You know. So I always try to adhere to that. But these cars, not only that they're extremely fast, but they're also extremely loud on purpose. You know, they're revving the engines when they come into the village to like the noise levels are getting out of hand completely, you know. And they're doing it on purpose, you know, undoubtedly on purpose. Not to mention that the current technology allows you to have silent motors, and that's something I was wondering about. If in some different universe, in some different sort of dimension, I would love motorcycles, you know, which in this universe would never happen. I'm not saying motorcycles are not cool, you know, and I'm not like haters, like, oh, motorcycles, what a bullshit. No, I'm not a fan. Okay, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of fast sports cars either. But I can understand. I can understand the aesthetics of some, for instance, I don't know, vintage cars, or some, you know, some particular motorcycles, for instance. I can understand that. But if I would love motorcycles, for me, the most impressive thing, and the most sort of, the thing that would allure me the most, and the thing that would sort of, there's a word for it in Czech, but I can't kind of figure it out in English right now, but the thing that would attract me, or thing that would like really make me go, wow, this is so cool, would be that it would be quiet, not loud. You know, I would love the speed, yes, but I would love it to be, oh wow, look at the mushroom here. Nice. One of the first we've seen. So it's probably not edible, at least I don't recognize it, but it looks like an amanita mushroom to me. But no, unless it's St. George, but that doesn't look like one. So the thing that wow, look at the lupine, how beautifully flowered. That is amazing. By the way, do they smell nice or not? Not really. But look at that, beautiful. So non-native species from North America, but you gotta give them credit for the beauty. I mean, that's just amazing. So the thing that would make me go wow would be, yes, speed, strength, yes, but silence. You know, it would be silent. If it would be like a ghost dashing through the landscape, I would fucking like, excuse my language, I would love that. If I can, you know, I'm trying to sort of get into the shoes of a motorcycle lover, and this is what I would freaking love. The silence of it, you know, no one expecting you, you know, this kind of like ghost-like thing just gliding through the road, you know. Isn't that freaking exciting? Isn't that fucking cool? Excuse my language. Isn't that freaking cool? I feel like it is, but for some reason the opposite is true for people that love motorcycles. The louder it is, the more wow it is, and I wonder freaking why. I wonder why, really. Because I don't know. And same goes for the cars, you know. You do have the technology to have a silent car, to have a strong, fast, silent car. But no, let's make them as loud as possible, because I don't know. I mean, so and this was going on, by the way. This wasn't an occasional thing. This was going on through the entire afternoon of Friday, through entire Saturday and entire Sunday, the whole day until the very evening. And it was not only the main road, it was also in our own street, like in that street that is adjacent to the houses. Some of the neighbors, I believe there are like 6 or 7 motorcycles being owned in that single street with a couple of houses. And the owners of those motorcycles, which happen to be my neighbors, and nothing against them, I'm just saying, you know, they're driving. I mean, if you would see it, I would have to capture it for you to appreciate how crazy it is. But they're driving like crazy through that street, revving the engine. There are kids, you know, there are very often kids playing. They're driving on their bicycles, they're driving on their scooters and all that. And they're driving through it. I swear it's at least 17 kilometers per hour, at least. And they're revving the engine, you know, and they go up and they go down and they go up and they go down, and it's loud as fuck. And I am wondering, what is going on? What the hell is going on? You know, and I don't want to sound like an 80-year-old who's like, the generation these days, and back in my day, I was, you know, like, no. But like, what the fuck is going on? Seriously. You know, that's just the question I'm raising. And I wonder, why do people need? And I'm trying not to put emotions into it, but I mean, it's been going on for some time. And I mean, you kind of move to a countryside to enjoy the peace, you know? I mean, that's kind of it. That's kind of, I feel like that's kind of why people move to the countryside, you know? To enjoy the peace, to enjoy the landscape, the nature, the serenity of it. So of course it irritates me because it's not cool. And again, I'm not saying ban the motorcycles and ban the sports cars and you know, crack down on them. No, I'm saying don't be an asshole, please, and drive like a normal human being through villages and through residential areas. That's all I'm saying. And then if you have like, I mean, it's still dangerous, and you can still hit animals, and you can still hit birds when you drive this fast and all that. You can kill yourself, yada yada. But at least you're out of like residential areas. So if there is a road that goes on in somewhere in the middle of nowhere, there's nothing, okay, rev it up, buddy, rev it up. But if you're in the residential area and you're entering a village, you know, like, just why would you do that? You know, do you want to, Draco, tady jdeme. I think Drake found something. Do you want to let everyone know how cool motorcycle you have? There's social media for that, man. Go out there, you know, take photos of you, take videos, buy a GoPro, like, man, share it on social media, share it with people that care, okay? Share it with people that love motorcycles. But, what is, wow, look at how fast it goes. Ooh. I was gonna say that is a wood pigeon, but that most certainly was not a wood pigeon. Then I was like, is that a, what do you got there, Drake? Hold on. Oh shit. Yeah, okay, somebody went to do whatever here, but there's a toilet paper. Fortunately, Drake's not attracted to these kind of things, thank God. But I was gonna say, oh, that's like a wood pigeon, but it wasn't, definitely, because it was missing the field marks of wood pigeon. It was flying way too fast for a wood pigeon. And then I was like, is that a rock pigeon? Definitely not. And then I was like, was it a Streptopelia decaoto, which is, what is its name? A dove. A dove. Yeah. And not, it's not a European dove. Well, the classic dove, you know, the one that expanded throughout the whole Europe from the Balkans, I believe. But I don't think so. And you know what I think? I think it was actually Streptopelia tutur, which is a very rare and quite endangered species of doves, wild native species of doves. I cannot confirm it because it was way too fast, and of course I didn't have my glasses, but it was definitely a dove pigeon-like species, and it was super fast. It could have been also, now I'm thinking, it could have also been a stock dove, Columba oenas. That's also a possibility. They fly pretty fast, but I'm thinking it was either one of those two, because I think it was larger than a classic dove, and it was really, really fast. I have not seen a dove fly this fast. So either, that's my, you know, sort of guesstimation, let's say, either a stock dove or a turtle dove. Both of them are quite rare sighting, I would say. I mean, they're not super rare, but they're definitely not common. And especially turtle dove is it had become quite endangered due to hunting in the South and Middle East, and all that became quite endangered. Anyway, that was cool. I'm not sure if you could see it on the camera, but anyway, you know, if you wanna, if that person wants to let everyone know how cool fast car they have, what do we have social media for, you know? So I'm just like, I don't know. And then hell, I guess people do enjoy the noise. They enjoy the motor being loud, which I still don't understand. For me, really, the merit of it would be the the speed. And as I said, if it would be quiet, I would be like, wow, man. You would drive, I don't know, 100 kilometers per hour, and it would barely make a sound. That would be freaking impressive to me. I would be like, wow, what was that? But this loudness, it's just annoying. It's like farting noises, you know? That's all that it sounds like. And I don't think it sounds manly. I don't think it sounds cool. And it's disruptive and it's annoying. That's all that it is. And if you're a biker or if you have such a car, let me know in the comments what, like, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm looking at it from a bad perspective, and I'm open to change my mind about this. Really, I'm serious. I'm not mocking anyone here. I'm seriously open-minded to that, to know what I am missing out, because I don't understand it. So like, if you're that person, let me know in the comments, man, you're completely wrong. It's so cool when you have this sound like the pistons hitting the whatever, and it's like, you know, it's like you feel alive again and all that. Okay, write it in the comments. I want to hear about it, really. But to me, it just doesn't make sense. And if it would remotely make sense, why would you do it in a village and in a residential area to disrupt people's weekend? Why would you do that? You know? I'm sorry, but the only word that comes to mind is selfishness, you know? That's all that it comes to mind. It's selfish. It's selfish, you know? That's what it is. It's selfish, and it is just, there is no empathy in it. Nothing, really. It almost feels like, you know, it feels like, oh, I don't live here, why would I care? You know, that kind of thing. So yeah, that was today's topic, and I was just wondering why people need, it's the same with fireworks. you know? Same thing. Like, why do people need the loud bangs and noises to announce the end of the year? Why? The same thing, I don't understand. Why do people need noise and loud things in their life? Because I don't. You know, it doesn't say anything that I don't. It's like that's how the whole humanity should have it. No, but if you look at the sort of natural way of things, do animals love noise? They don't, you know. And what are we? Animals. So, you know, if you put these two together, I think the more natural sort of, so the more natural way for us is less noise than more noise, you know, and things being less loud than that are more loud, because animals are afraid of you know, of loud sounds. They don't like loud sounds, and I'm sure you wouldn't like it too. I mean, whoever we are, even if we are motorcycle enthusiasts, if you would have engine revving up to your ear for hours and days, you would lose your freaking mind, you know. You would die from stress or something. Your body would just give up. So noise is not beneficial for us is in any way, but it has to be beneficial for something in human psyche and human mind that is that is hold on excuse me. So there, it has to have some merit for a human psyche, human mind of a modern man. There has to be something. Maybe it allows to vent emotions that people are otherwise unable to vent and unable to express. This allows them to do it. This allows them to release something in their nervous system that they held up and they have there, and they sort of, and now I'm playing a psychologist here. I know nothing about those things, right? But like, maybe there are like suppressed emotions and things that the people just don't express, and it's there for a whole week, you know, at work and like at home, and it's like you suppress it, you don't express it, and then you get on the bike and you're like, and you're like, yeah, you know, and you get it out of your system. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's why people love loud freaking cars and motorcycles. That's just a parting thought on today's video. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. It's just a wild guess. Wild intuitive guess for me. But I would love to hear the other side as well. I mean, I would love to hear other people's opinion on this, and I don't know, I would just love for people to be sort of more empathetic, because it's really not enjoyable if you're having a weekend and you're chilling out and there is constant noise from extremely loud motors of motorcycles and cars passing through your village. It's just annoying as hell. That's all I'm gonna say. And yeah, and with that, I'm signing off. See you tomorrow.